And we are, hold on, get your stuff fixed there, Ben. Hey, guys, we have no viewers, but we are live. So that's always a good thing. And I'm getting a call about a bond right now. They're just going to have to wait because I don't get much time with Demon Phil. So we're just going to, why is my light on my phone? I have no idea. I'm talking crazy. Hey, guys, welcome. It's Wise Guys Collectibles. We are the wisest guys out there because we have no followers right now. Number one. So let's get some views out there. Steve, if you would share it out to Facebook, everybody. Hey, we got one viewer. Share it out to Facebook. Steve's going to slip out just for a minute and share it out. If you guys would, TRB is the mastermind behind everything, filming, gaming, everything, comics. He's going to share it out. Pac-Man, I know you're too busy. Share it out because you're alone in your car and we won't be saying what you were probably doing. Hey, Nebly, Ben, share it out. Demon Phil, if you can, share it out. I'm, of course, the Top Father. I've been involved with comics for at least most of my life, for about 35 years. And this is our new venture right here. It is the Wise Guys Collectibles. It's encompasses everything from comics to coins to you name it. It may be golf balls. It may be fishing hooks. We don't care. If you collect it, we'll talk about it. And we've got some great people in here. And I'm going to start out with Ben. Ben, introduce yourself and tell everybody what you collect and how long you've been doing it.
All right.
Ben, that would be you, Ben. Earth to Ben. Ben.
I think something's wrong with his mic.
Ben. Hi, Ben. All right. Hey, Pac-Man, you go because Ben's. I don't know where Ben's
Hello,
at.
you guys. This is Pac-Man. As well, these are going to be our first show for our new podcast.
There.
And I just want to say welcome. And hopefully you guys will enjoy the show and come back on the next one.
Yeah, buddy.
Thank you.
Scuba.
As many as you know me as Scuba Steve, thank you for joining the show. This is our first show. We are trying to venture out, not just from comics, but anything that you might collect. And this should be a really fun show.
All right, Mr. Thomas Bishop, give us your criteria and what you've been doing and what you collect and what you like and what you don't like.
Well, I mean, I collect everything: movies, comics, TV shows, music. Work in a live event production, building video walls, running camera, you name it.
What's your most funnest thing you've done? I mean, that you've worked on so far to give us kind of a teaser.
I mean, Thursday, I ran camera for a ventriloquist named Terry Fader. He won like America's Got Talent a couple of years ago. Was a staple in Vegas for a while, so
everybody knows Terry Fader. And guys, we have the podcaster of all podcasters in the room, and I'm going to put him on solo layout. And this would be Demon Phil and Lady Trish. We're going to give them the floor right now. So there you are, Demon Phil. He's probably sharing out to all his constituents right there. There he is. And there's Lady Trish as we speak.
Hello.
I am sharing out, and I am also simulcasting to our YouTube channel as well. Make sure we get as many viewers on this as we possibly can. This show sounds great, having the collectibles and having general talk and things going on up here. Looking forward to this and looking forward to having some fun. This is my fiance, Lady Trish, over here. And I just want to go ahead and throw out there that I did not beat her up. This was from a car accident. So I just want to go on the record as saying that is not what you're seeing right here. Just throw that up there.
Bullshit. Go ahead.
But yes, we own Dark Enterprises, which is a company that does social media management, especially around the comic industry. But we are now branching out to the movie, play, and TV industry,
Yes.
As much as we can say about that right now. We also do some marketing in a lower aspect on that. And then video editing and video creation is what is her specialty over here. She takes care of that. And then I have a book that'll be coming out May 30th on Kickstarter, which I am more than excited about, with Voices in the Dark. And maybe we'll be able to talk about that here a little bit in the show.
Yes, sir. That's what we're here for. Because when I called you today, that's what I said. I said, bring on something about books and about the, non-abuse of the women. Get Lady Trish on there. Hey, Trish, I just wanted to come on here and tell you we're sorry about the wreck. Sorry about what's happened, and little sports medicine. I spoke to him about maybe maybe getting some TENS unit, and because there's ways of doing this non-surgical. I've been around this a long time, not a doctor, except in Cuba, because I paid $50 to get the coupon, so to hang on my wall. So it is what it is. So I will any advice that I can give you, I will give you, because it is a rough patch you're going through right now.
Oh yeah, and it was back in the ER this morning because the pain just is not letting up, and doctor came in and said that imaging shows that there's no broken bones, no broken ribs, but that basically confirms the suspicion that him and I both had, that the pectoral muscle has been ruptured.
Mm-hmm.
So
wow.
I have to go see a sports medicine doctor. Usually that's an injury that's common amongst weightlifters.
Right, it is.
And I had injured the pectoral muscle in high school when I was doing weightlifting. So when I felt the familiar pain in that area after the car accident, it was like, okay, I must have damaged it. But I was not aware that seatbelts can cause that type of injury as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's also, that type of injury is also common in seatbelt injuries.
Yes, I do know that for a fact. With my wife, she went through it years and years ago. Almost killed her, and seen the same injury. So that's from a voice of experience. When he told me that what was going on, and that was the first thing that came to my mind was the TENS unit, and maybe chiropractic, because there's ways of doing things. I've got my youngest son plays college football. He was having trouble with his hips, and he'd been playing. He's a tight end, been playing with his hips out of whack. And so the college sent him to a chiropractor, which did nothing. So I took him to my chiropractor, which was out of town. He's like, "Oh, you've been playing this good with these hips like this. And now we've got him on the straight and narrow, and he's turning." And he's like, "I didn't know I could turn this way." So there are alternatives. They were talking about surgery with him. And this doctor down here was like, "No, I'm actually a doctor and a chiropractor at the same time." This other guy you were seeing was a quack, not a doctor, and he's a healer. So it is, it is a good thing.
But you don't realize how much you use your pectoral muscles for until one gets injured, and you use them for a lot.
Yeah.
Before we move on, I was curfew late at a friend's house, was jumping over a fence. Now I'll be 55 this year, and I had my Levi's button-up 501s that I was very proud of because they didn't grow on trees back when I was a teenager, and a dog bit me, let's just say, in the very vital spot in your rear end, German Shepherd. And hang on, let me see if I can get Pac-Man back to reality here. He's throwing his thumbs up. I'm going to unmute him because it wasn't him. Can't unmute your guests because they chose to. You muted yourself, Pac-Man. You muted yourself.
Yeah, no, I know.
Okay. But the dog bit me on the rear end, and when I didn't think anything about it, they gave me little stitches, and it was sore. But when I sneezed, oh man, yeah, those muscles do tend to hurt when you don't think they should. All the way back here to this up here. So I will agree with you on that. But I just want to talk to Phil. Phil, you said something about maybe a book coming up and got some stuff in the works. We've been talking back and forth for quite a while, and you had me on your show, and you had said that something might be in the works. And that's been what, 2-3 weeks ago, maybe. Let's see, about 3 weeks ago, I think. You said you had something in the works, and that's why I kind of wanted to have you on our. We wanted to launch this show tonight. I know there's some fights going on, but wanted to launch it and bring you on and kind of talk to you about what you had going on.
No, absolutely, no problem. And I appreciate it too, because this has been something that, for those of you that don't know me, I've been doing some podcasting and some live shows for about 4 years in the comic industry. I've had how many did we figure up? Over 300 shows on Hell of a Show.
Yeah.
Just
Over 300 shows on Hell of a Show. About 400 shows on Unscripted, and the other couple of shows that I've got. So I've been doing this, a little bit, and had a little bit of stuff going on. And who is the Facebook user? That's what I want to know.
That's what I want to know. Just if you would, you go to StreamYard or just put your name in there. And I want to know who is already talking about my hiney. I can't help it. When the dog bites you on the ass, it hurts.
Yep.
But go ahead, Phil.
Yeah, just go to StreamYard.com/Facebook. Go ahead
yeah.
and click on the button there that says you allow your name to be in there, and you're good to go. But yeah, so I've been doing this for a while, and in doing so for 4 years, I've been absorbing as much information as I possibly can from the creatives that I've had on my shows. And for lack of better situations here, about 30 years ago, I started writing a novel and backed it up on a couple of hard drives. And the digital hard drives both failed, so I lost everything that was on there. I had like 2 chapters left, to finish this novel. Everybody that I've told that story to, they're like, "Oh, that sucks. What are you going to do? Are you ever going to go back to it?" I thought about going back to the novel, and then I got into the comic industry, and it just kind of makes sense to kind of take what I've got in my head and put it into comic form. So I am co-writing my first ever published work. Will be coming out May 30th on Kickstarter, which is Voices in the Dark. I'm co-writing with Tim Ingram on this one.
Oh, yes. With Tim Ingram. Awesome.
Oh, yes.
Awesome.
Absolutely. And the great thing about this is the way that we're doing this is we are co-writing the first one. Issues 2 and 3 are mine to write by myself. So it'll be my first ever written alone published work later in the year whenever issue 2 launches. And then issue 3 is mine. And then he takes 4 and 5 and so on and so forth until we finish out the series. So this is going to be a very different, perspective on here. Now, what is Voices in the Dark? Voices in the Dark is basically the Tonight Show meets the Twilight Zone. Is the easiest way to explain it. A host of a online show that's on there, a Tonight Show style show, goes ahead and interviews personalities from the paranormal universe. We start off with a medium named Alice who can see, the dead in there and has to learn certain things from there going through. But each book has something to do with a little more that you get to learn about not only the host, but about the mystery person who owns the particular station where he works and everything, which ties into my spinoff, which I'll be launching next year, which will be Mine Alone. So I am incredibly excited about this endeavor. I will go ahead and admit as well, I am terrified about this endeavor.
That's more about the taking over the writing, or is that kind of the fear?
Well, it's just a matter of you're finally going to go ahead and step forward and say, I want to take a shot at this and hope that everybody likes it. I have, interviewed people all the way from Tom Hutchison, Brian Pulido, a whole bunch of artists that have been in there. I can't even remember some of them right now that I've had on there that have just been, huge names on there. And to have that level of people that I've talked to and then be able to take a chance myself and put it out there, it's one of those things where it's like, am I good enough to have this out there? Is somebody really going to enjoy what's going on? Right. The way that I look at it, though, is if I don't try it, I'll never know. So you're going to miss every single shot that you never take in basketball. That's
right.
True. So I'm not going to miss a shot because I'm going to go ahead and take a shot on this one. So if they like it, they like it. If they don't, I'm sure I'll get some constructive criticism on that. But I believe that I've learned enough listening to some other people that are out there and things, and then working with Tim as well, which is a seasoned veteran at writing. I think we're doing pretty well at this. He's already read my issue 2 and said it was awesome. So I cannot wait for everyone to see what's going to be going on with this. But Voices in the Dark will be launching May 30th on Kickstarter.
Well, I would like you to come back here and do a pre-launch and stuff like that, and get everybody involved, do the Kickstarter. I watched some Kickstarters here the other day. I watched Sean on Comics Elite. His Kickstarter, I don't know what it was was going to be funded at, but it was like, I don't know, 10 or 12. I'm just guessing, $10,000, $100,000 and it hit 91,000. I was like, holy cannoli.
Yep.
And that's great because I love Sean. Don't get me wrong. Comics Elite, all those guys. I love everybody in the business from Jesse James. I've been with Jesse since almost day one. I've been with a lot of these guys like you're talking about, the ones you've interviewed. I know a lot of these guys. And yes, it is because you're only as good as your competition. It's just like anything else you do in life. And that, that puts the fear of God in you or the fear of whatever in you. I mean, it puts it right up there because you look at these people, just like you were talking about these writers and everybody, it's like Neil Gaiman, there's certain Harlan Ellison.
Shit, it froze.
Oh, he froze. Okay, he'll come back.
Be fading in and out here. They've been having problems with this kind of fading in and out for the last few days. I apologize. I'm heavy into that stuff. I love Harlan Ellison. I love that stuff. And, that's the thing. Everybody wants to compare themselves to those guys. No, you're you, and you've got to write what you love and what you feel. And I think if you put your heart out on the line, I think it's going to show. And TRB's here, one of the greatest critics I think we have out there. He's talking about, he's worked with Terry Fader. He's worked on. This is a guy that's a film critic, and he knows about movies, knows about writing, knows about what he likes. Yeah, I know you've seen him in our feeds and different things where his comments and his questions. That's why I had him on here tonight. I'm going to have him on here with us probably quite a bit. He's going to be part of the crew, and when I have certain people on, is because I value his opinion. I really do, and that's part of the criteria of our group. That's how we started. Is we want that. We want that kickback. We want that feedback, and I know you do too, Phil. Okay. And I think you're going to be very successful with it. You've done so. The people you were around, the artists, the people I met when I was on your show. I knew those guys. I never got to meet them, and I've reached out to them. We've talked back and forth, and that's what it is. It's about connections, and it's not that you're going to make mistakes, but it's what you do with the mistakes is what I'm trying to say.
No, absolutely, and it's something that
a learning.
Exactly, you're going to make mistakes whenever you try to do something. You're going to make mistakes on some things, and you just have to kind of learn from that and figure out some things. Now, I will go ahead and say, and this is an official announcement on this that I have not made until pretty much just this show. But, of course, we have some people that are working on here that everybody already knows. Of course, I am, co-writing with Tim Ingram. We have June Primero doing the interiors on there. The covers that we have on there, we have Zumi Nako is doing one. We have Chelsea Dupree, which has been on your show several times. We're talking to y'all. And then we also have William Russell is doing a cover for us.
William's awesome.
I mean, our letter is SK. We've already mentioned that on the show. Now, one thing that we have not mentioned is our editor. So we had to get an editor. We had to get somebody who, would go through this thing and not only just proofread, but do a really great job of making sure that it had the right fluidity that it needs to have in there. So we gave a shot to someone who has not done editing before. She did an absolutely amazing job. And I think she's going to end up having more work out there after people see what's going on in this book. And she's sitting right here, right next to me, my fiance.
Yeah. So, young lady, give us a perspective of what you think. And I mean, we hear it from Phil, and that's half. We want to hear the other half of what you think and what your feelings. Because don't get us wrong, we love what Phil said, but we want to hear your perspective of how you see things going, with it.
With Phil's book.
Yep.
Okay. Phil teases me a lot and tells me to.
Oh, he does me too. He does me too.
Keep it mum, but I have never read a comic till I met Phil. I was never in the comic industry, never even struck my fancy to even pick one up. I have to say there's been a few comics that he's, of his collection I've picked up, I've read, and I've looked at it and been like, that's it. That's all there is. That was not that impressive. But then there's been some books I've picked up where I couldn't put them down. There's even been a couple of comics I've picked up to where, I've read them digitally, and it's like, I'm telling Phil, get in here. We need to get this person on show because this is amazing. Phil's book, I actually edited book 2 first. That was the one Phil wrote. And going through it, I was like, this is really good. I quite enjoyed reading through it. Even without the pictures, just reading through the script itself, I could kind of imagine where he was going and kind of imagine how some of the pictures would turn out just based off the writing.
Mhm.
He did really good at kind of painting the scene and painting the picture with the words in the script. Then I got with Tim Ingram's, the one that they're writing together, and was reading through that. And it's, again, I was getting the same feeling. This is a, really good written thing. There was just there was a couple of issues in there where they had pictured a spot where it was supposed to be going into a flashback.
Yeah.
And the imagery was showing that they were no longer you guys know it's about in interviews, but the interviewee is no longer in the studio, but she's in her memory.
Mm-hmm.
And the wording was still as if they were sitting in the studio. And I was like, okay, I need to see the picture you guys have drawn to go with this. I was like, because if you're going to go into a flashback, the flow of the word
Visual.
should be also in the back.
Yeah.
So the character from the past should be doing the speaking, not the person in the interview.
Right.
And they had it the other way around. It was like it kind of didn't match. So I kind of pointed that out. And then when I saw how they had it, I gave them suggestions for rewording it so that the flashback was more cohesive with it, to where it actually appeared as if they were going into a flashback. So just a couple of things like that when I did with the editing, but overall it was a really good story. I mean, I was really grabbed by it. It's like, I really want to know how this turns out.
Well, and I'm TRB can maybe speak for this too, is when you're in depth and doing something, you lose track. And that's when you need somebody to come in there and I call it over the shoulder critique. Say, hey, you need to step back. Let me look at this for a minute. And you've got that, you come into it fresh. I always say fresh set of eyes.
Oh yeah.
And when you've been doing something, so long, you need those fresh set of eyes.
Yeah. And I mean, it's not like, he says, Phil's right. I've never edited a comic book before. But I have done editing work before. In college, I worked as a teacher assistant for many of my professors when I was going through nursing school. So one of my jobs was to go through and edit. Granted, it was research papers that I was editing and for grammar and stuff. But it was my job to pick out inconsistencies and differences and to do that. So even though most of my editing skills comes more from editing technical papers and research papers, yeah. It's still, the editing skills are the same no matter what.
It's like math. Yeah, math is math. And it's the 3 R's: reading, writing, arithmetic. It all fits in. That's what I tell
but
people.
Having that experience with
it's a different genre, but same.
Having that experience as a TA. Also doing my own research papers over the years, working as a nurse. So when you're in nursing, you always have to have a second pair of eyes, because not having that second pair of eyes means the difference between life or death when you're dealing with medications. So that attention to details there as well. So, and that goes into a lot of the editing as well.
Yep.
A lot of those skills carry over, but yeah, no, the book is a really good one. It flows good, and I really thoroughly enjoyed it.
Well, hang on a minute. As a nurse, hang on just a minute, Ben. As a nurse, you have an eye for detail, and that's where I wouldn't. And Ben here, Ben's an artist. We got Scuba Steve, he's an artist. You've got Ben here, who's an artist, and you're talking about Chelsea. I'm gonna tell you something. Let me tell you, Chelsea has got it down to a science. I have never in my life, and nothing about male, female, anything, but you've got different people out there. You got Anvu, you got Mog Park, you got different people. But if you guys go back and look at the Rocky movie, I think it was Rocky 3. I was a big fan of Leroy Neiman, and way before that. But if you go look at her style, it's not just like his, but it's got that flow like Leroy Neiman. Mm-hmm. And she's a master at this stuff. And I whoever grabs her, that is when you're out sifting for gold and you find that big old nugget, I think she's that nugget. I really do. Well,
her first published comic cover is going to be on Voices in the Dark.
See, there you are. You heard it here. It is that will be. that will be, I'll have that in spades because I want that signed, and I want to remark, then I'll get it, send it off and get it graded, and I'll put it up. It won't be, that's not for sale. Not for sale. Benjamin, did you have a question?
Oh no, I was saying hello to Lost Hope Entertainment.
Oh, Lost Hope. Okay. Yep,
Yeah.
they are here. What is up, good people? We are glad to see them here. Lost Hope Entertainment.
Lost
There
Hope
you go.
Entertainment is my other half of writing. That is Tim
Right.
Ingram.
Yep.
Oh.
They're overseas. They're across the pond. Across the pond. TRB, do you have anything to add or any questions?
And I mean, just I want to know more about it. I guess I don't.
Yeah, they tell you what, Demon Field, you get a chance, you got to go on and watch his podcast. I was on a few weeks ago. Listen, you learn some stuff that you won't learn anywhere else. He's kind of got it where he's getting off into the entertainment business with the wrestlers. It's a jack of all trades thing. It's kind of a cool gig he's got going on over there, where we're kind of going into different collectible things. He's going off on different genre things, and I like it. And he's going to explain some more about some things that he's got coming up, and his plans to do his plans on his books. But if there's any shows that's going to be close to where he's at, if he's going to, do any Comic-Cons or, when this book's released in May, my birthday's May 31st, and it's going to be close to my birthday with that. So it's going to be kind of cool. With Chelsea doing this and everything, like I said, I want to promote this very hard as we can, because this combination of this group thing they've got going on is a hell of a deal. And with him writing it and his future wife there, this dynamic trio, I would call it right now, this trio of this group, we'll call it beginner's luck of everything. I think it's going to work out great. I think it's going to be something to see. I think it's a partnership of a, like I said, an awesome trio that's going to knock it out of the park.
Oh, absolutely. And like Lost Hope Entertainment, Tim said down there, we were lucky to have her. Chelsea killed the cover. She absolutely did. The
Chelsea,
idea was given to her, and then just absolutely.
5 minutes. We just need you to drop in for 5 minutes while we got Phil here. Just come in real quick. Just come in. We're all casual here. We're not in a suit and tie. It's not that big of a deal. It's kind of an informal night tonight. We got boxing going on. There's not, it's one of those, we're kicking off our show. We're kicking off our new logo, and it's one of those deals. So just if you would step in for a little bit, just give us a hi, howdy. Because with your writing, and like I said, we'll just say your wife coming in, she's, kind of, giving you an extra set of eyes while she, it's going to be helpful while she's recovering. I think you guys have got a tiger by the tail. I think you guys have got it. So, and I tell you what,
we're trying to, that's for sure. And of course, with the book is one thing, and then of course we got the business, and
right.
We're trying to make ends meet with that now, because with her, being hurt and everything, she can't work right now. So we're trying to figure some things out. I will be, kind of working on getting some books up there probably in the next week, and get those trying to sell. So be watching for that. But the business is one thing that we're really starting to move along with as well, and push with some things, and would love to be able to talk about that later on in the show as well, if you don't mind. No,
anytime you want to do that, just start it up, because this is kind of, I brought these guys in. We're going to start this thing. We're going to start it. This is kind of your show to promote on our show. And like I said, I'm trying to I know she said she's covered up by paint. I was kind of wanting her to come in to talk about it. What does this say here? What do we got here? Raw Tiger, a Facebook user. Steve will know who it is here in a minute. Steve's working behind the scenes right now. We're getting all the little bells and whistles kind of fixed. I know some of this stuff, but Steve's our technical guru, just like our buddy up here, TRB, that does the camera scenes and stuff behind the scenes. Steve works for Paramount. He's part of the setup crew for Paramount Pictures. So he's talk about a guru. He's the guru. So he's kind of working behind the scenes and kind of figure out some stuff on here and on Facebook. So Phil, if you would go into your next deal on your business side.
Okay.
Oh, hang on just a minute. I think we got a new person here. Let me grab this. Let me go down.
Get her?
I think we did. Let me see here. Let me see if I've got her. Let me see if this thing will go down a little bit. Hey, Pac-Man, can I remove you just for a second? And I'll bring you back in a minute.
No problem.
I'll be right back. Be right back.
All right.
He's watching the fight just for a minute. Let me see if I can remove him just for a minute. Let me see if I can grab her real quick. Let me see here. Just trying to move this out. Let me grab him back. We'll leave him in here a minute while we get this. Oh, shit. Hang on just a minute, guys. You can see me. Hang on. There we go. There we go. We got you, Pac-Man. You're still there. I just had to move some stuff around. Oh, you got all that paint on you. What's wrong with you?
I'm working.
That's JC. Oh my God, the mustache. Well, does the mustache want to come in here too, or do you want to keep him out of the way?
Jay, do you want to come in or no? He says no.
Well, tell him we didn't want him in here anyway.
They don't want you anyway.
We don't have enough camera for that mustache. So
No.
while we are getting her in and getting ready to let her talk a minute, kind of go over some stuff that he was going over. Demon Phil was talking about the book and about y'all's collaboration. So if you would, young lady, will you kind of go into what you guys have got going on? And kind of
It was because of you and Caesar that I was even introduced to Phil, and Phil hopped on and said, "Hey, you want to do a cover for us?" And I said, "Okay, why not?" So here I am.
look what Steve says. Still JC King. Yeah, long mustache wearing sucker. Well, when we there's Last Hope Entertainment. Listen, it's not because we know you. It's not just that. It's just that it takes me back. Like I always mention this, and I'm not trying to compare you to him because he's got his own style, and I think he's passed away. But I was a big fan of Leroy Neiman back in the day when he was doing the Rocky and all the other sports star stuff. But you've got that characteristic that I've never seen anybody have. And when I seen your stuff, that was what it took me back to. It took me back to that stuff, and it just it really hit me right here.
Oh.
It's cool. And it took me back to days that when I learned about art when I was in college. I didn't like that stuff. And learned about Vivaldi and different music that I was into punk rock. I played drums, and I didn't want to hear about I didn't want to know about water lilies or Monet and that stuff. But I was hooked. I got hooked on it, and I got to learn about the different periods of music and different periods of painting. And I went to a gallery where they had Leroy Neiman stuff, and I was just amazed at the prices on this stuff. Bless you. And it was just, millions of dollars. And I was like, holy crap, these are originals. These are not prints. These are, they had them on a tour. And I was like, wow, it's Leroy Neiman. And then the other guy in the 80s, what was his name? I can't think of his name, but his stuff was everywhere. And I mean, it takes me back to that style. So for somebody to put you on a cover of a comic book, not just because of me and Caesar, but because of you. I mean, we just opened the door and said, hey, look in here, look over here. That's all we wanted to do was somebody to see the talent that you possess, not us. We just have loud mouths and talk a lot of shit. I mean, that's what
that is very true.
But you're the true talent, and
Yeah.
we just want somebody to see that, and now somebody has, and it's just going to be a runaway train. And with his writing and his philanthropy, with his knowledge and his people and his this and his that, and your art, and it there should be no brakes on this bus. It should be a no-brainer.
I will say it's been an absolute honor getting to work with Phil and Tim. I haven't really got to talk much to William yet, but it's been a pleasure so far. And Trisha, I'm so glad to see that you're doing all right. So thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. And it's been a blast getting to work with y'all. So.
Yes. Yeah, it was definitely. I saw Chelsea on one of the earlier shows.
Or Steve.
Caesar reached out to me because of some things that I had said on there, in commenting and talking about, her art was phenomenal and I absolutely loved it. Caesar reached out and said, if you've got a book coming out, you might want to reach out to her and see if she's available for a cover. And I was like, do you think she is? And I was thinking more along the lines that she was so busy that she wouldn't have time. So I reached out to Tim and I said, I've got an idea for a cover artist. What do you think? And he was like, get the details, get back with me, and we'll go over it. So I reached out and I asked, Chelsea, do you want to do a cover? And of course, at first she was like, I guess. I think that's what I got was I guess. And I was like, but you want to do our first cover? We're talking about our first cover of our first book, working together, my first published work, in a co-written thing here. Do you want to do the cover? And she was just kind of just jawed on the ground type thing, trying to figure out what was going on. And we were like, seriously, we want you to do the first cover. You're the first release that we want to put out there of this book that we're doing. And we started talking about it. We got her hired on. She was paid immediately. We went ahead and got her the information she needed to have an idea of what she was drawing and coming up with. She came up with it. We had a couple of small edits on there, and it was absolutely awesome. So much to the point where Tim is actually going to get the original, and he'll find anybody in the process.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
How's it going?
Doing pretty well.
Okay.
Go right ahead, guys.
All right. I just wanted to check. But getting back to Tim, her to get paid and, she's put stuff out there and I don't know, I think there was one, if I'm not mistaken, I don't know if Steve knows or not. I think there was one commission, didn't somebody order something and maybe not fulfill that commission or something? Or was there maybe, am I wrong, Chelsea? Or was there somebody that wanted something that maybe backed out or was that not?
So no, I've been pretty steady with commissions.
Okay. I'll make sure because I thought maybe you had one. Me and Steve are going to have to fly, and Pac-Man and Ben and TRB we're going to fly out and pay a visit to.
There, honestly, it's just this is not something that I was expecting. So I've been painting for friends and family for years, and I was just like, I just started painting, and what ended up happening was they got exposure on Facebook, and so it was not anything that I was like, oh, I want to be it's not like, oh, I want to be a cover artist when I grow up. So it's just something that I've always just done, and I enjoy doing it. It's my stress relief. This is what I do when my kids are asleep or my kids are at school and I'm not doing my other job. I just paint, and it releases
therapeutic
happy endorphins in my head. And so to be asked to do a cover I was completely taken aback. This is not something that I was planning on. This wasn't something that I was necessarily aspiring to be. It was just a shot in the dark kind of thing. So it's been a great ride, and I'm so grateful for this opportunity, just for the exposure and the fact now that I get to paint. I can't say for a living, but I'm getting more opportunities to paint and get to know people and get to work with people and people in the community, and it's been a blast. It's been an absolute blast. So
Steve, did you hear it? I didn't know. I may have heard it wrong. Did you say when you were asked you were taking a bath?
Maybe. No, I was taken aback.
You were taken aback. What's that mean? You were taken aback.
It was a shock. I was surprised. It was not something that I was expecting at all. Not something that, like I said, it wasn't something like I didn't go into it going. I didn't start painting to.
You were kind of like Trish.
I just paint to paint. It's just something that I love to do. So
you were like Trish. You didn't expect your future husband to beat you at arm wrestling, and he did. So. Steve,
well, I don't have one of those either, so
Hey, Pac-Man, you see that? Look, Steve, TRB, Ben. Look, you don't want to fool with Phil. He's.
Oh, Phil, yeah. Don't mess with Phil.
Oh, yeah.
You know what he said before the show? He said, Screw it. She's got one good arm. I was like, hey, I ain't said shit, dude.
Emma,
Steve's
don't let Phil fool you. He's a big softy.
yeah, well, Viagra, and he'll be all right. But getting back to the
Quitters are quitters. Don't do it.
yeah. Hey, Chelsea, I love the hair.
Oh my
Phil,
god.
Phil, Phil, just know I have 2 good arms. So
Oh my
Hey,
goodness.
will you do me a favor? I've got to see the mustache. He's got to come in just for a minute while you're on camera. JC,
Hold on. Jay. They want to say hi. They want to say hello.
take your shirt off.
tell Blade come here a minute. Joey.
Me or JC? Because you don't want either one of
No,
those.
JC.
Well, I
Whoa,
mean Chelsea,
whoa.
Chelsea.
What?
I mean,
Shut up.
I'm not going to. I'm not. You know, hey.
He doesn't discriminate.
Fine, I'll take my shirt off.
Say hi.
Hey, look. Hey, put one of these in. Look here. Here's the college boy.
No, the shirt's still on.
There he is. And there he goes.
No. Oh, JC. Look. Oh, come on.
Hey, Steve, we want proof.
Look.
Hey,
Look at
Blade.
here. Look at Blade. Chelsea. Chelsea said hi to you. Hey, Demon. Everybody. This is my son Blade, my 19-year-old. He's a student athlete at Northeastern State University. He's a tight end.
Mhm.
He's 6'4", 250 pounds.
Damn.
And they call
He's
him
like,
the
stop
tripod.
it, Dad.
Yeah, that's my buddy right here. Look at Steve. Yeah, show Steve his favorite thing. There you go. Hey Ben, there's your hero, Ben.
Ben, there we go.
Ben, Pac-Man. Look, there's your Pac-Man.
Ben,
And there's TRB up here.
Ben and Pack are better than Steve's. It's all right.
Remember Thomas, TRB? We're always talking about Thomas. Yep, there he is, right there, brother.
We got
And
Willy
there's-
Wonka in the house.
Willy Wonka. But there's Demon Phil and Lady Trish. Say hello to Demon Phil and Lady Trish.
How y'all doing?
What's going on?
Of course, Chelsea's always bragging about you. She's gonna do a painting of you.
I'll do one.
Yeah, she'll do one. All right.
Sounds
I'll
good to
do
me. It's nice talking to y'all. See y'all.
All right. That's the big boy.
How much longer are you on there for?
What's that?
How much longer are you on there?
Till we like my dad said, till we finish up. But no,
He's like, get the fuck off the computer.
no, no. But no, I'm happy with this. Nothing against, our other partners. They do Wednesday nights. We do this. We're kind of combining. We're on the same network and we're doing everything kind of in a cohesive kind of thing. But our main thing was not to get misty eyed, but
Don't cry.
no, I'm not going to. But when I've got a real good friend of mine that's, one of the most awesome moms out there, got 2 beautiful kids and, works hard and struggles and, does all this stuff for family. And, yeah, I'm going to speak up and say, hey guys, what the fuck? Here's this talent and somebody better do something and you better do it and get it done because I don't want to get pissed off. I don't want to, say shit that I'm not going to take back. I'm very proud of her and
Now you're gonna make me cry. Don't do that. Stop it.
no, it's just I was pissed off for a while because I'm glad you guys or somebody, you see all these guys bragging and I'm not being sexist, but these guys and you've got people you got On and Mog and you got Peach. You got all these different people out there that are name brands, but I don't think they're I really don't think they're any better. And I love them all, but they're great in their own way. But I just don't think they're. I think she's got more. I think she's more because I think she's got a untapped raw talent that. Just like this kid that just walked out, they did him dirty. They did him so dirty in high school that I fought for him. I went to the mat for him. It cost me, to get him where he's at. It did. And now that they've seen him, he's got a full ride. I mean, he's straight A's. He's got a full ride. And, you know, when I see that shit and I see people done wrong, it bothers me. And now that the ship's, you know, going, you know, this way, I'm happy. That's all I want to see.
Well, I mean, the way I see it is, it's not about, you know, being better than anybody else or anything like that. It's a matter of the passion that you put into there and doing the work to get to that point.
Yep.
As long as you're willing to do the work, then
Yeah.
I have no problem as a promoter going ahead and trying to push the name ahead
Just
of them and
giving
everything.
it to him. Give him the credit, man. That's all I've asked for.
The
And
main
she
thing is, though, is not everyone has their name up there where everybody can tell already. So they do need some assistance from some other people to find out what's going on. And Chelsea is one that I've got to admit, whenever I saw her style, I was like, I can already see that in some of our work that we've got coming up. I want to see that in the first issue. To be honest, Chelsea and I will be having a conversation. She doesn't know it yet, but next year, because my spinoff series will be coming out next year, and I would like to talk to her about that.
See?
It would be an honor to be able to have her come over to that, because she started with us, so she might as well go with me on my own project as well, because this is something that I would like to stay in the industry and keep doing this as much as possible. And I'm another one that's a lot like Chelsea, that I've been given an opportunity to get my name out there and try to get some things. So the whole point to all of this is sometimes you got to help some other people out to go ahead and get their names out there. And in the process of doing so, it shows the unity that we have in the industry and working together to try to get a bigger voice out there instead of fighting over a spotlight.
That's right.
Yeah, exactly.
She's badass. That's all I got to say. She's tough, and I think y'all have done the right thing. And I think this business side that you were getting ready to talk about, if you want to, Phil, you know, we've kind of made this about you guys tonight. So, Steve, if you don't mind, Pac-Man, TRB, you know, Niebles, if you're, you know, you were talking about the business aspect of it, you know, if you want to elaborate a little bit more, we got a few more minutes here where you can sure give it a talk about. Steve?
I just want to say that Phil looks like he has
Looks like it has a what?
an afro.
He does.
I was sitting there thinking the same thing. His hat blends in
There we go.
with the symbol in the Dark Enterprises.
I mean, I don't have any hair anyway, so that does help. But there we go. I'm good now.
I think you're sexy, but I'm not going to say it out loud.
Yeah, it's the background.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's like Chelsea's. I like Chelsea's hair.
Yeah.
Nah.
I'm working on an afro too.
Well,
Yeah,
if you could grow a mustache like JC, I would be all in.
No. No. I'll pass.
JC's my hero, and you know it.
Now,
I'll let him know that.
You just brought up about Tim's comment on there about the book is a collection of misfits that have band together. I just want to go ahead and point out that that's kind of what his writing style is, because his other book that he has with Hellplayer, I'm going to go ahead and put that on blast right now and tell people they can get out there and check out Hellplayer, because it's all about the misfits getting together, and he's getting ready to go ahead and put out Hellplayer 3. And if you haven't gotten that one, that's a great one, because that's about people who are out there who are normal people, who get overlooked, who get stepped on, who get moved around and everything, and the consequences therein. That's not as much as I can really tell you on that one without really going too much into it, but there are consequences for going ahead and trying to step on people or step over people just because you don't know who they are and they're not good enough, quote unquote. Sometimes what you see on the outside is not near what you have on the inside.
Exactly.
Yep.
I'm not gonna comment on that, but yeah.
I know where you're going with that. I know. Where you're going. TRB. So very interesting working with Terry Fader. I want to go into, if you guys know Terry Fader, the ventriloquist. Oh man, I love that cat.
Mm-hmm.
Very interesting. Very interesting. How long were you working with that gentleman? Were you?
I mean, it was just for the evening. It's every night it's something else. So,
man, I would love your job working you work the camera. You say you're behind the scenes, but you're right there.
Yeah, behind the scenes most of the time.
That is TRB. This guy is the ultimate in knowledge on everything collectible. This is why we have him in here. He'll be in this show quite a bit. You'll see him in here. in and out when he's able to be in here in our show. He's kind of a cool cat. If you've been on any of our shows and anything on Comic Fanzine, he's still going to be in there too, giving his 2 cents worth. That's why we love him. He doesn't care. He just says, I don't care. Somebody will say something about Star Wars being great. He says, it sucks. You know, that's why we love him. I like that. I like that shit. I love it when he says, no, it's not that good. And then we got Pac-Man. You know, I don't know. Pac-Man smokes Virginia Slim 120s. He doesn't care either. Look at it. He's got one right now. And he walks in. Hella. Yeah, I won't say what it's hella other, but we'll say that for later. But we won't talk about your nickels and your penny loafers, but we will keep that for another show. But and then we've got, of course, Benjamin Lee. He is the reason that Pepperidge Farms is still in business, and we won't talk. We will not talk about that on this show. We keep that all private.
Not today.
No, when he goes into that store and he's got his camera going, that basket is like, I don't know what's wrong with these damn baskets. It goes right to Pepperidge Farm and just stops. And he just sits there and that camera just starts shaking. I was like, Ben, you got to turn left or right. You got left, right, and just Pepperidge Farms. So he keeps them in business, but we're not going to talk about that tonight. That's off subject. And then we got the brains in the outfit over here, Mr. Scuba Steve. I will not say anything bad about him. Nothing bad. He's the brains of the outfit. So, but with him as the brains of the outfit, I'm just going to say we're fucked. I'm not going to say anything about that tonight. We got a great show. We're going to have a good, just a reason to be alive on Saturday nights. It's going to be called this Saturday. Oh, go ahead, Steve. Got you.
All I'm saying, I'm still looking for a white male, 6 feet tall, because I need papers.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah, me too, but not the papers.
Listen. I talked to Merle. If y'all know Merle Cantrell. Hey, man, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome tonight. Listen, Merle is. Hey, I only got one of these left, and hey.
He's gonna get mad at you again.
No, I know he is. Hey man, it's cool. It's cool comics. I swear, it's cool. It's awesome. It's awesome. Hey man. But no, we ain't gonna talk about that tonight either. But check this out. I talked to his wife, and she said maybe. So I don't know. They got some. Maybe you might get your papers from him. So I don't know. It's gonna be one of those weird things. It's gonna be a quickie. You're gonna walk into the courthouse, walk out, then walk back in. I don't know what that's about, but we can't talk about that here. So we'll so nobody hear that, nobody comment. So we're not gonna talk about that. That's a hush hush thing. So nobody heard that. Mm-hmm. But I do want to thank everybody. TRB, you're welcome. We love having you. We love your nasty comments. We love you. Yeah, look at there. Steve wants to talk to you when you get off the show, and because he wants to know if you're 6 foot tall. Because I'm not saying anything. I'm not calling you out for being white. I don't know if you're Caucasian, if you're Indian, if you're, I don't know what nationality you're. I can't make that judgment because they'll probably kick me off this fucking show. That's all I'm American, and I don't want to get in trouble for saying anything. I'm not going to talk about that tonight. That's not going to be talked about. Demon Phil, Lady Trish, I'm sorry that, he's brutal and he won't let you win in arm wrestling. I warned you about him. Nobody listens to me. That's okay. It happens. Only time somebody listened to me was when I bragged about my girl Chelsea here and somebody listened. And I thank somebody for listening because I can't say anything bad about this girl. I can't. And if anybody does, they're going to have to whoop my big ass. And let me tell you, you better pack lunch. Pack a big ass lunch. And Pac-Man.
Yeah, buddy.
You dumb bitch. Oh, my God. You dumb bitch.
White Claw, baby.
White Claw. Let me tell you something. When your wife gets that little bitty coin purse out and gives you your nuts back for one night, we're going to have a damn good show. We're going to have a damn good show.
Yeah.
And you just ask her, can I have those back? I want One night. One night. Just for an hour. I just want you to get those back. Oh my God. Guys,
one at a time.
oh yeah, no, I don't want you to get them both back. No, I didn't say four. I didn't say balls. I said one. Because that's too much for your little sack to handle at one time, brother. I promise you. Yeah. You know, one of those, you know. So, Chelsea, I want to thank you for popping in because you were talking about, I got paint all over me.
I'm right in the middle of a commission, so yeah.
You sound like a hit. You sound like a hit man. I'm right in the middle of it. I'm right in the middle of a commission. You know, I'm getting ready to go make. You know, I'm doing a drive-by. You know, that's what it sounds like.
See, it's a good thing that she's a painter because she always has plastic on the floor. I'm not saying that it means anything. I'm just saying it's always there.
Oh,
Well, I won't say anything. I'm not going to say anything about plastic on the floor for other reasons either. But TRB. Well, the sprinkler go off in the, you know, you never know in the house or something. I mean, you know, you know, I don't know. TRB, you want to give us some thoughts of what you got going on, or you know, any books that you're collecting, anything you're looking forward to?
Honestly, I mean, I'm looking forward to Ahsoka after that terrible Mando finale. So,
Oh,
I haven't watched any of it, so
yeah. Don't rush. Don't like watch.
Don't rush.
Very
Okay.
slowly.
this is why Steve's going to marry him after the show, because of words, just sentences like that from that man is why I love him. Yeah, don't rush.
Shit, he froze again.
On the Star Wars gods have spoken. On, they're mad.
I fucking guess so.
We said something bad. Hold on.
It's that fucking Walmart connection, bro.
Yeah, hang on. Chelsea's that Aquanet she uses. Fuck that shit. Okay, go ahead, Demon Phil. Oh, sorry, Chelsea. I didn't know you heard that. Okay, go ahead, Demon Phil.
Well, I mean, definitely be paying attention and seeing what's going on out there with Voices in the Dark. Will be launching on Kickstarter on May 30th. Co-written by myself and Tim Ingram, edited by the ever beautiful and talented Trisha, soon to be Locklear over here on June 4th. June 4th, we get married. So May 30th, we launch. June 4th, we get married. Yeah, I'm that stupid that I decided to go ahead and put the two together on that. So we got a lot of work to do in a short amount of time. But she's allowing me to do it, so it makes her an even greater woman as far as I'm concerned.
Break an arm, break a leg. I mean.
I'm just trying to suck up because, you know, breaking the arm is one thing, but, you know, I would never admit that on camera or anything. So it's just, it just happened. Yeah, just pay attention to the book that's coming out. We're definitely looking forward to that. Of course, Chelsea's cover being on there, that is our trade cover that's on there. The first cover that we took on that we went ahead and paid for, got set up and everything, got done, went ahead and showed it off on a couple of other shows as well. And we will be showing it starting next week. You're going to see it a lot on some posts out there. And we also have Zumi Nico is doing a cover, and William Russell is doing a cover. So it's going to be a great series of stuff on there. On top of that, Dark Enterprises, the business that we have and what we have going on with that. Social media management is our main focus on there, but we are also doing a lot of the video creation and video editing on there is what Trisha does on her side as well. And we're starting to branch out into more of the TV, movie, and play industry, which has been rather interesting, kind of dealing with those calls and things. But if you're looking to get more exposure, and not the kind of exposure that we would normally have on this kind of show, but if you're looking for more exposure online, that's what we do with social media management. So we're able to help you with that. So Peckman, don't get too excited. It's not that exposure, different exposure. But we have a lot of fun. I've been doing this for about 4 years in the industry, and I could not, if I tried, to change and do something else. Y'all have actually got this in my blood, and I'm here for as long as y'all will keep me here and allow me to be here. But apparently, we're doing this as a relationship, as a family together. Trisha is with me on this one. We are co-owners of Dark Enterprises, and she is now editing not only my book, but she is looking to start editing some other people's books whenever they're
Nice.
ready to start
Nice.
reaching out.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
if you're interested in any of our services, reach out, find out. On top of that, hell of a show Monday nights at 9 p.m. Central. Hell of a show is on there, but I will tell you right now, don't get too excited just yet hearing that, because the month of May I am taking off of doing shows. Yes, I am, because I had already promised her, because of the wedding coming up, I'm going to go ahead and take off so we can, have a little more focus on that and focus on getting the book launch out there. So no shows during the month of May, but you will see some of the other shows that I've pre-recorded on there with Positive Influence. So be looking forward to that. But if you want to be a guest, if you have, future campaigns coming up and things starting the middle to the end of June, go ahead and reach out and let me know so we can start getting you scheduled in for those.
All right, Pac-Man, I'm going to let you say something that probably not going to make a lot of sense, but, we got to be fair and let everybody say something.
No, I'm good. I just want to say thanks for everybody for showing up and those people that actually commenting on the chat. And yeah, everything's good.
And
By the way,
tell us
everything is over.
who won.
Well, Garcia got knocked out. Knocked down. Javante won. So.
Which one?
Not
was,
happy. Your
was
boy
the-
didn't win, bro.
Oh man!
Yeah.
Damn it.
unfortunately.
Oh my God! All that talk for nothing. All right. Well, I'm not too happy. All right, Nebly, go. What do you got to say? Besides nothing, you can't. No Pepperidge Farms. We can't be talking about that. You got to get away from that.
Oh, we can't hear you, dude.
Your mic. You got to.
Like,
Just
Right.
pretend we can hear him. That's cool.
Okay. Good job, Ben.
Is it
No.
like charades?
Yeah. No, it's not a karate movie. We can't do that tonight. I must fight you.
Wax off.
I like Pepperidge Farm.
All right. Thank you, Ben.
Thank you,
for your
Ben.
input.
Thank you. No, you. And no end then.
Oh,
Hang
my
on, we're ending the show. Let me call you right back, okay? All right, let me call you right back.
Oh,
All
put him on speaker. We can all talk to him.
Oh, Ixnay. Yeah, we're Ben just said that he is very proud that he is on the crash diet of Ben and Jerry's, and that he will be on next Saturday night. And thank you for coming. All right, Scuba Steve.
First of all, I want to thank everybody that showed up, everybody that commented. TRB, thank you for showing up. Chelsea, congrats, Bob Ross, on marriage. Pac-Man,
He does look like Bob Ross with an afro.
Pac-Man, thank you for showing up. Brett,
Just need a happy little tree right there is all we need.
I can do that.
Hey, I need that recorded. I can do that. Yeah, button. I can do that.
Brett,
I like that voice.
Keep it up.
Oh, it was all in respect, Chelsea.
I know.
Thanks, everyone. I hear you fine. I'm just an asshole that don't want to talk. Okay, we got you, buddy. All right, go ahead, Steve. We got you, Ben. We love you, buddy.
Brett, thank you again. I had fun. We went back to our old ways.
Oh,
And
shh. We're not supposed to talk about that right now.
oh, I'm sorry. We went back to our old ways, motherfucker. All right. That's all I got to say.
You get to catch next week. Okay. And
I'm being deported.
last but not least, the artist of the year, we'll give her the final
Whatever.
say. Oh, don't give me that whatever.
Whatever.
Look here.
Exactly.
Because she's got two of the most beautiful kids. I love those kids. They're my
Aw.
heroes.
They're pretty good kids.
are.
Look
Then
for,
JC.
I guess look for my art. It's always up on Facebook and on Instagram. We do live shows with my comic book company. Or I can't say comic book company, but my store will be going live tomorrow at 11 Mountain Standard on Epic. So check us there. We also I have a waffle up right now.
Go ahead,
I have
Chelsea.
a waffle up right now for one of my paintings. If anybody's interested in that, just let me know and I'll get you the link. Thank you guys so much for bringing me on. I know, Brett, you always want me to jump on, so it's always a pleasure getting
Yeah.
hang out with you guys. And
Just jump right on. Just jump on.
And feet. Yeah.
Mm.
anyway, it's always a
Chibasabe,
pleasure.
jump on it. Jump on
I
it.
know. So thank you guys for letting me get in tonight. So
No, yes.
Always
Yeah,
a pleasure.
Yeah, I like it how you were taking a bath or taking, I don't know, it was something.
All right.
okay,
All right.
well my
We're
phone
gonna-
is at 2%, so I don't know how much longer I'm going to be here. So thank you,
All right,
everybody.
guys.
I appreciate you guys.
Last but not least, guys, we'll do this again next week. We've got some people lined up, got some surprises. Want to thank everybody again. I want to thank Steve I want to thank the original group. I think everybody's gone, but I do want to thank everybody. We're going to end it right here. And next week it's going to be another fucking thrill ride. So we'll see you guys. Phil,
Yeah.
Lady Trish, get to feeling better.
Yeah.
Let me know the progress on her arm, please. And we are out.
Thank you.